Singapore is a city of glass and steel, but if you know where to turn, you'll find a pocket of the city that feels like a living museum. Today, we're exploring Katong and Joo Chiat, the heart of Peranakan culture. From legendary spicy noodles to pastel colored heritage homes, we're going on a walkabout to see the soul of the East Coast. Did you know there's a dish here so famous that even Gordon Ramsay flew in to challenge the locals? We're starting our morning exactly where he did, at a spot that has defined Singaporean laksa for decades. You can't start a Katong walkabout without fuel. We're at 328 Katong Laksa. This place has been a staple for 45 years, but it really blew up about 15 years ago after being recommended by Yen Can Cook. Unlike the janggut laksa I tried recently at Roxy Square, which was quite mild, this broth is bold. It's a rich, spicy coconut milk base with a serious fiery kick. You've got plump prawns, juicy cockles, and that essential hit of fresh daun kesum or laksa leaf. It's intense, it's creamy, and it's the perfect wake up call. After that spicy start, we're walking up East Coast Road and turning left into Joo Chiat Road. This area is a designated heritage conservation zone. Keep your eyes peeled for the street art. Katong has some of the coolest murals in the city, tucked away in the alleys. It's a beautiful mix of the old world and modern hipster cafes. really understand what we are looking at, we stopped by the PeranakanMansionMuseum. This restored shophouse is packed with over 5,000 artifacts.
$12 per entry? Yeah, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Brunei.
Okay. So I don't English fluent.
We were lucky enough to get a talk from the person in charge, who explained the roots of the Straits Chinese, the fusion of Chinese, Malay, and European influences.
See, I'm a guide here in the Peranakan Mansion. Yeah. So usually I will tell people, do you know the term Peranakan? Or what do you know about Peranakan? How did this come about? Because people want to know the history, right? You talk about Peranakan, everybody know Peranakan, but they don't have any inkling of. So what happened is, I'm a true blue Peranakan.
Oh, okay.
So why did I say that? Because my forefathers, my great-great-grandfather, all came from China.
Oh, okay.
So they all came from Fujian. That's why we are Hokkien, you know. So we are talking about 500 years ago. These are the Chinese people from China on the southern part of Fujian. They're not rich, so they started to think of doing trading, right, business. So what happened is they will sail. So they used the Chinese junk, okay. They will sail, but only the men came, okay. The men with the sons, never bring daughters or women. So they sail from China south. Take the winds, they have to follow the winds, because this type of junk, you need the winds, right? So they come down with the northeast monsoon. Okay, then it will take them about 3 to 6 months to arrive to this place. But they not only, the Chinese not only stop here, you can stop along the route. You can go to Phuket, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. So I have got great-grandmother from Indonesia, my great-grandfather from China married there. Yeah. So what happened? They came, but they're not the only one. The Indians also came. The Arabs also came. So all came to Singapore port eventually to do business, because we are like central port, right? And what was Singapore in those days? It was just a fishing village. There's nobody except the Malay communities, Bataks. They are the natives of this island. Okay, so when the men from China and all these Indians all came, they did trading. The Chinese men became very rich. And that's where they bought the land and they built the houses. Like you can see, right, the Peranakan houses. These were all built by Chinese, rich Chinese Peranakan. So after a while, when they settled here, then they said, why don't we start a second home here? Since we have bought land and houses. So they either marry second wife here. They never brought the wives, right? So marry second wife, or their sons marry the local women. Also marry local women who the Malay women, right? So they married. So that's the first part, intermarriage. Chinese marry local, marry Malay. Yeah. So when with the marriage, you have the word Peranakan. Why? Because in the word Peranakan, there's the word anak in Malay, right? Means child. Peranakan is the term to say that when this marriage happens, when they have a child, that child is known as Peranakan because the child born on this land, this island. So this is what happened. So they married. Okay, since the marriage, the local women would agree with the Chinese man that she would follow all the Chinese custom. So something like this. So this is a typical Chinese Peranakan home. So now I will not be talking about the Indian Peranakan or the Jawi Peranakan. So this is a typical Peranakan, Chinese Peranakan home. So the lady who married the man must practice this. Every morning they have to just three joss stick, pray. Okay? So that's marriage. Then number two is, because of the marriage, they have to cook the food for the Chinese men. So that's where they cook all the Chinese food, right? You have the pork dishes, the vegetable, chap chai, all that, right? But don't forget, she has to also continue to cook her food, the Malay food, right? So now her table has Chinese food and Malay food, and that's where we have Peranakan food. Without this intermarriage, I don't think we have Peranakan food. You have individually Chinese, Malay, Indian food, right? So you have marriage, you have custom, you have food. Now we come to the language. Okay, I bring you to the long table. Can you see this long table, you know what we call? We call Tok Panjang. Okay, Tok Panjang has got two languages. Tok in Hokkien is table, Tok Ting, you know, table. Tok Ting table, right? Yeah, and then Panjang is what? Malay, right?
Yeah.
Long. So when you are invited to a Tok Panjang dinner, it's a grand dinner. It's not ordinary dinner, no? So you can invite as many guests as you like, 50, 100, or all seated together in a long table. Then you have lots of Peranakan food, cakes, everything. So this is where, when you're invited to Tok Panjang, it's a grand dinner, it's a banquet, so got to dress very nicely, like Peranakan Baba in Nyonya. So when the marriage happened, the man is called Baba, the women called Nyonya. Okay, with the Tok Panjang, you can see this porcelain ware. These are all commissioned by the rich Chinese Peranakan to China, you know, in the northeastern part. Jingdechen, people all pay, right?
Yeah, we
so,
were there, yeah.
so you went there. So Peranakan commissioned them to paint. The whole thing must have pictures, color. So the dominant one you can see is the feng, the phoenix.
Oh, phoenix.
Everywhere has got phoenix.
Phoenix.
The phoenix represent the women. You see the big one there? She's the matriarch of the home. Yeah, the main person of the home, because she runs the home very well. The husband just bring money, you know, they are rich, right? So she's the one that will handle. So you can see these are all our porcelain ware that's got the Peranakan influence lah. If you see the back, can you see that there is a chalk? There's a Chinese chalk that's from the village. Yeah. So all these are vintage, you know, these are antique. Now, Jingdechen still produce. They are all reproductions. Yeah. So you can still buy. You can still get them from Singapore. They export here.
The setting look very European.
Yeah lah. Long table is European one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Long table. This is the wedding bed. This is right. So this is where the groom will have to provide the wedding chamber for the couple. Okay. So how would this happen? In those days, the marriages were all done by matchmaking, correct? Because then the matchmaker will matchmake from one rich family to another rich family. So she'll be the matchmaker. So what happened is, when the two families agree, the process will start. Yeah. So what happened? The girls must be prepared to get married at a very young age. In those days, the girls marry from the age of 14. 14, 15, 16, they have to marry the daughter off. And the boy is maybe about 2 years older. Yeah. So the mother must prepare the girl for marriage early. So what? She has to prepare her to learn to cook skills. Cooking, sewing, embroidery, like doing all this embroidery work. She can sew, and she also has to do beadwork. Can you see the beadwork? Yeah, she has to do this. This is using bead, you heard, right? Kasong manik, right? So these are the beads. You see how tiny they are? So she has to sew 3 pairs. One for herself, one for the groom, and one for the matchmaker. Yeah, and sometimes the matchmaker will check her work, you know, to see whether she'll make a very good housewife. So this one, matchmaker said she's very neat. So she makes a very patient housewife. Can take, you know, because they don't meet each other, they don't see each other. And this one may be a little bit messy, not so patient, but okay lah, eventually will make a good housewife. So they have to make this, a pair each. Once it's done, I bring you to show you what is to be done. Once that's done, you have to bring the shoe face, we call it the face, to a specialized cobbler. The cobbler will make for you into shoes, slippers, according to your size. But you come and see this pair, can you see the glitter? These were all glass beads. They were imported from Czech Republic, from Europe. So in those days, they were rich, right? So they import all these beads from Europe. But now, we go for the cheaper beads. That's the plastic beads, like the one you see on the table. That's from Japan. So there is a difference there, see? Yeah, so nice, right? Okay. So this is the wedding chamber. This is the cupboards. These were all imported from China. It's not done here, okay? And then that's the wedding basket, where they present exchange of gifts, right, before the wedding. Yeah, something you know, right? Yeah. Beside, okay, picture. Okay, let me now show you. Here. Can you see this wedding picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how they get married and dressed up. Very Chinese style,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Then on top of this wedding dress, she will put on this phoenix collar.
Yes.
This
Okay.
is the phoenix collar. On top of the phoenix collar, we'll have all the jewelry. So this is how they will dress up, lah. Yeah. And then if they are very rich, in those days, the wedding can take place 12 days. Every day there's an event. So like, and then the bride will get this whole set of jewelry. Okay. Now on the third day of the wedding, she will put on this, change to this blouse. Can you see how small the collar is?
Yes.
Yes, because she's very child bride,
Yeah.
very young lah. Yeah. Okay, so this is what happened. Now, besides the gold, she will also get a set of silver.
Yes.
You know why? Because when the grandfather or who died, they have to go through mourning period, right? And those days, the Chinese people believe the richer you are, your mourning period can last for 3 years. And during that period, right, you cannot put on gold jewelry, you cannot put on red clothes, all that. You must wear sober color, black, white, blue, and you change your jewelry to silver. You can either use silver, pearl, or jade during that mourning period. Okay, okay, come, I bring you to the other room now. This is not there is an offering set that is unique in the because Chinese. Okay, let me show you more of the Peranakan wedding pictures. Can you see? Okay. Okay, then you have, can you see the child bride? How young she is? Very young, right? Yes. Very young. So that is a complete picture when you have a page boy and the little girl, flower girl. So when you're rich, that's what you do. You have a complete wedding picture, wedding.
But they don't live long also, right?
Why? No, they do.
They do, ah? Oh.
But in those days, yeah, because there's no inflation, no medicine, that most of them will live up to their 70s.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
70s. Yeah. Unless you got illnesses, then by 60 some.
China, I see that the emperor only 40 something.
Because they smoke, they do a lot of
Oh, yeah.
opium, they got a lot of stuff,
Oh.
right? Yeah, I know. So, okay, come now, I show you here. Now, what is this one? This is that one is the main, just now we have the main altar, right? You come in. This is the ancestral altar. Okay? Ancestral altar because why? We worship the ancestors. So normally we will have a tablet to show their name and when they pass on. Then on the anniversary we will pray, with lots of food, right? I don't know whether you all still practice. Lots of food we pray,
Oh, yeah.
and then we will burn money, burn all this for them, right? Now
Qing Ming,
modern we
Qing
also
Ming.
burn handphone for them
Yeah.
in case they want to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Especially on Qing Ming,
Qing Ming, and then the 7 month
Month,
all we
hungry
yeah.
ghost.
Also we pray lah, and then Chinese New Year also we may pray a little bit of food for them. Okay, some family this optional may have another altar. Maybe they want to put Buddha, they want to put some Taoism, some deities, right? They can have another one. The altar. Because the Peranakan home is very long, They're narrow like that, but they're very long. So every segment you can have something. Okay, I bring you to this part. This one lagi interesting.
Oh. Wow.
Then after this, I leave you to take.
So-
Okay, this room is where like you want to wear sarong kebaya like this. I dress them up, but they have to pay $20 lah to put on the kebaya and sarong so that they can take pictures. Now I got lots and lots from where? China.
Yes.
Because
yes.
everybody saw the little Nyonya story, right? So all want to dress up like this. The men, if they want to dress up together with the ladies, they wear batik shirts. Like you lah, you want to wear batik
No,
shirts.
it's okay.
Okay, the last part I must tell you is about the bride. You see, she wears like that. This is one of the costumes about the same. Now you may ask, why is she wearing a black veil? You know the reason why? It's the saddest day of her life. Because number one, she's very young. Let's say she's 14. Number two, she has never seen the man's face, the groom's face. And then she doesn't know the family of the groom. And then the mother said, this is your wedding day. From today, you move to your in-laws' place. So for a young girl, I'm very scared, scared and sad that I have to leave my parents behind, and I move, and they're all total strangers to her. So to this fear. So because of that, that's why they say the bride wore a black veil, and she never looked happy on her wedding day because she was frightened. So that's where what happened. So you can see, can you see the phoenix collar? There, I told you right, she wore over this. Then on top phoenix collar, then she will have all her jewelry. Some of the tourists ask me, do the Peranakan ladies bind their feet? No. We never follow Chinese custom in that sense. Yeah, no binding of feet. And this bed, you remember the big wedding bed?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the smaller day bed for the bride when she has a baby. She and the baby use this bed. It's like a nursing bed. Then the husband's bed will be next to her. Yeah.
Yes.
So they have this because in those days they have to take care of the baby very well.
Yeah.
Scared they die lah. The mortality
Yeah,
rate
yeah.
very high in those
Yes.
days.
Yes.
Sakit only die, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense lah. So you can see some of these nice batiks. You know what these are called? The one that's got like diagonally shape.
Yes.
I don't know if you have to see. It's called pagi sore.
Yeah.
Indonesia make this a lot. This is
Yes.
like you can wear one day. It's called morning and night.
Yes.
So in the morning you use one side. Night you turn it around the other way. You use the other side. And people don't know. They thought you have two sarongs. Actually, it's one. It's how you fold it. You see. So this this owner here has got these two beautiful pieces. Yeah. Nice.
My grandmother used to wear this.
Grandmother wear baju panjang, right?
Yeah.
So from baju panjang we switch to kebaya.
Yeah. She used to wear that.
Then we have the kasut mani.
Seeing the intricate beadwork and the furniture really puts the wealth of this culture into perspective before we see the actual houses. A short walk away brings us to the stars of the show, the Koon Seng Road Peranakan houses. These pastel toned facades are iconic. Look closely at the details, the majolica tiles and relief carvings. Historically, these aren't just pretty houses. They were status symbols built by wealthy merchants to display their prosperity. Today, they are easily the most Instagrammable spots in Singapore. But standing here, you really feel the weight of the history behind those pink and blue walls. After all that walking, we took a 2-minute stroll over to Dunman Food Centre on Onan Road. While Katong has plenty of fancy cafes, this is where the locals eat. It's known for budget-friendly daily meals like minjang kueh and kueh tiao. We grabbed a plate of duck rice, simple, savory, and absolutely delicious. But here's the thing. While the houses look great on camera, the real magic of Katong is in the stories told by the museum curators and the aunties serving you laksa. Is this the most beautiful neighborhood in Singapore? I think the answer is a resounding yes. This walkabout was more than just a photo op. Between the fiery spices at 328 and the deep history at the Mansion Museum, I've to walk away with a much deeper appreciation for Peranakan culture. It's a side of Singapore that remains vibrant, colorful, and very, very tasty. If you enjoyed this heritage walk, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Are you team Katong Laksa or team Janggut Laksa? Don't forget to subscribe for more Singapore adventures. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.